Welcome to T-Boys TV. We are back. We are back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 125. And in this one, we're just getting straight into the game. It's obviously had a bit of rumours that it might be called off, but obviously we're here, we're doing it just in case. And that is obviously against Nottingham Forest away. And it's only right we have a guest on, Nottingham Forest fan, and that is Dor from Dor on Tour. How are you, mate?
I'm not too bad. I'm excited that you lot have got promoted to the Premier League, and easy 3 points for Forest.
I have to put him back now. You know what I mean? Dad, we're here in person. Yeah. It's the third Hat Show in person now, if I'm correct. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate.
Good.
What's he drinking? Is that
Cup of tea, mate. Cup of roses.
Cup of tea. I thought it might be tears. That's all.
Nah, we've had enough of them over the years.
But yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, like I say, let's get straight into it. It's probably going to be about half an hour today, people. It's obviously because it's a bit of a later one. We're not going to, be as long as we usually are on them. But yeah, like I say, let's get straight into it. So obviously, I'll do the insight like I always do. So Nottingham Forest are winless in their last 4 league games against Luton, drawing 2 and losing 2, with these taking place in the Championship between 2020 and 2022. Luton are unbeaten in their last 4 top-flight meetings, with Nottingham Forest winning 2, drawing 2 again. With this, the first such match since the 2-1 win at Kenilworth Road in April 1992. Luton have won just 1 of their last 14 away games against Nottingham Forest in all competitions, drawing 6, losing 7, winning 1-0 in the Championship in March 2021, which was obviously the last meeting. Nottingham Forest have lost just 2 of their last 18 Premier League home games, winning 8, drawing 8, going unbeaten in the last 6 in a row, winning 4, drawing 2. Those 2 defeats came against sides to finish in the top 4 of the table last season, which was Newcastle and Man United. And then the last one, Luton have just 4 points from 8 Premier League games this season, winning 1, drawing 1, losing 6. In their Football League history, they have never had as little as 4 points from their opening 9 matches of a campaign before, assuming 3 wins all time, with 5 their fewest in 1962 to 63 and 1974 to 75. So a few stats there, which obviously, are in favour of both teams. Obviously, the first 2, are good for us. Obviously, then you would say probably the next 3, in Forest's favour. But a bit of, preview going into it as well, based on a little bit just in general, like we always do. So obviously we're trying to bounce back from obviously them narrow defeats to Burnley and Tottenham. Steve Cooper's Forest currently sitting mid-table with their 3 Premier League defeats coming against Arsenal and both Manchester clubs. And then Nottingham Forest was promoted through the Championship playoffs in 2022 and survived their first season back in the Premier League last season. Cooper took Forest from the bottom of the Championship to mid-table in the Premier League in just 2 seasons when he was appointed after 8 games of the 2021-22 season. After Forest's impressive win away at Chelsea last month, they have failed to win any of their last 4 Premier League matches. Half of Forest's Premier League goals this season have been headers, and half of Forest's 8 goals have also had involvement from substitutes. And Forest have failed to defeat the Hatters in the last 4 games, like I said. And then words from Rob Edwards going into it. He said, "It's another tough game, as they all are. Forest is a team that have had a journey over the last 18 months, which we'd like to emulate a bit of it. They got promoted in the same way as us and had a similar start season as us, finding their feet at the level and took time to adjust. They got over the line and comfortably survived in the end. They had nothing to play for on the final day, so they did really well. We're really looking forward to the game. It's a winnable game for us. We're going into it confident. I feel like we're in really good form as our performances have been strong. Obviously, the last meeting was obviously the 1-0 that I managed to actually get a ticket for last minute. Glad I did in the end. Obviously, Naismith.
You had to bring that game back, didn't you?
And then obviously the last time out, obviously we had the unfortunate, defeat to Spurs. Obviously the 10-man Spurs. Team news going into it. Now, it's an interesting one. A lot of team news has come out for this for us. So Anderson is going to be out for a while with a hamstring injury, which is, not what we want to hear, especially for me. He's come in, he's been very composed, and he looks like he can make that step up. Obviously, there is a positive, though. Osho is back, and he is available for selection, so that's good. I feel he, we haven't quite seen him in the Prem yet, but I feel, he will be able to make that jump up, and especially with the lack of CDMs we got at the moment. Obviously Lukonga's obviously injured, and it's only really Nakamba. Obviously Osho can play there as well, so maybe as time goes on, we can see him play there. Amari Bell will remain unavailable this weekend. Clark is still out as well, but he is back on the grass, so hopefully it'll be soon. And then obviously Lukonga's out, and Potts is still looking to return soon. And then Andros Townsend could potentially be selected by Rob Edwards, obviously to start or obviously be on the bench. But yeah, officials going into it as well. It's an interesting one for the actual referee in this game. This will be his second ever Premier League game, and it is Sam Barrett. 31 yellow cards and 2 red cards have been handed out by Barrett across his 8 games this season. Luton Town last had a game ran by him in January when the Hatters crashed out of the FA Cup to Grimsby, which was obviously not a good midweek game at all, was it though? So yeah, that's that. And then when it comes to the assistants, Simon Bennett and Daniel Robertson. There you go. Fourth official is Anthony Taylor. VAR is Peter Banks, and then assistant VAR is Gary Beswick. So that's all of that going into that. But yeah, without giving score predictions away yet, Dor, how are you feeling after hearing them stats and everything like that going into it?
We've not beat you in 4 games. Bloody hell! I'm nervous. A little bit because, as you know, you beat Everton away, so that can give you a bit of confidence. But our home form, we've not. Is it like 8 draws, 8 wins? I'm a little bit confident going to the game. To be fair, like I say, we've got a better squad than last year. But let's say we can't underestimate Luton at all, because like I said, they are where they are now. We was there last year. So listen, we've got to take respect Luton tomorrow. They've got some good players in Colton Morris as well. But listen, I'm looking forward to this game. But I personally think it would be too much for you lot. Even if we've not beaten you in 4 games, but listen, Premier League, it's a funny old game, and I think like I said, you beat Everton away. Maybe that you can get some big confidence from that game. Yeah,
nah, that's fair enough, Dad. How are you feeling going into it?
Again, I'm confident that we're putting a performance as we have been doing. I've yet to see us really, bar the first couple of games where we just looked a bit like rabbits in a headlight. And potentially the first 15 minutes against Spurs where they were just coming at us, we've sort of held our own. The last away performance was really good, especially in the second half when we defended really well. We just looked compact, we just restricted them, and for us to be able to do that against the Premier League teams is good. Is looking good. I do think it'll be a close game. And if we keep performing like we have been, then who knows what can happen. So, yeah, I'm quite confident.
Yeah. For me, like I say, I look at, last, obviously, the 4 games, I think of them. obviously, two of them I managed to, fortunately go to, and they have been tight games, and obviously, like Dor says, it is obviously a different league and that sort of thing. But I'm feeling, confident with certain things, with certain players back that we can get some sort of result. Osho, I think him being back will be massive. Obviously Anderson's not ideal. Like I say, I think as well, and I said it yesterday, with Townsend coming in, I think he's going to, get the team up and going. Especially with like Ross Barkley as well, because like I said on Dor's channel yesterday, he hasn't lived up to it yet. But I think with someone like Townsend coming in, because they are, let's be honest, the bigger names, they'll be competing, to make the team better and also, prove who's the more valuable signing in that sense out of them two. So there's that to look at for me. And yeah, like I say, we do okay, in the last couple of games. So that's how I'm feeling. But let's go through some comments. Spencer says T is on time. What the hell? Yeah, well, obviously I'm not on my laptop, so I'm literally on job, whereas my laptop is slower than Per Mertesacker. So that's why I do it. Here, big up to Spencer as well. Says hello to everyone. So yeah, big up to Geordie as well. Obviously, Gas. A lot of people got in their score predictions, so I'll get into them later on. But yeah, Jackie's put a comment as well. I'll get into that a bit later on as well. But yeah, it is that time. We'll jump into the lineups. So Dor, I'll let you go first with what you go with if you were Steve Cooper.
Well, I'll definitely play for 4-3-3. I'll definitely have Turner in goal. Our right backs is a bit iffy because Sergio Aurier came up against Crystal Palace. Artinho Montiel, he got injured on international duty, and but we still got some quite a lot of wing backs like Nico Williams. He can play there as well. So personally, if both of them are injured, I think Nico Williams will start. With Willy Bolly, a Brazilian was a kid, Mourinho, and a left back. I don't know who could play. McCarthy could come back, to be fair, if I'm honest, or Neri we got from Torino, ex-Chelsea player. A midfield three, it's Sagari. He cost us 35 million from PSV Eindhoven. Mangala and Dominguez, another player that we brought from Bologna. And he scored on his debut as well. So that's a midfield three. Tawane, he's out injured. That's our main striker. And so Chris Ward's definitely going to be the number 9, I think. And I think we could play Morgan Gibbs White and Callum Hudson-Odoi. So 4-3-3. I think I'm confident that we can get a result against Luton. But listen, I don't want to disrespect Luton at all. They're going to try and get the point or points, and they need a point. But like I said, that team we got, I think we can get a result.
Fair enough. And just a question I want to ask. Obviously, I only realised and remembered. I obviously knew, but I remembered Origi went. Is he going to be more of a super sub like he was at Liverpool? Obviously, it's still early days, or do you reckon he'll gel in and start at some point?
I think he'll come on some point. Like I said, Tyrell Awoniyi, he's our main striker because we always need that presence up front. And with Deke Origi, he's a player that he can start, but I don't think he's a number 1 striker, to be fair. Like Chris was more of a direct person. He can hold the ball, bring black players like Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs White, even Dominguez coming from midfield. Or what I said, the question is, like I said, he's a player that can come off the bench, and maybe he can score the late winner against you lot.
Hopefully not. But yeah, no, fair enough. Let's go through some more comments before we get into ours. Big up to David. He says, how you, T, and your dad, are you going to Liverpool at home and hope you're both well? It would be lucky, yeah, exactly. For obviously, like most of you know, I don't have a season ticket and general sale it doesn't go on until 10 days time from now.
The thing is, what people don't realise, or even if you have got a season ticket, you're not guaranteed to get a ticket. There's certain tiers. So unless you've been going for the last 10 years consistently,
just like Forest, it's just like Forest as well.
Exactly. You know, it's a smaller stadium, etc., etc. So it's more like if you've got to know someone, and things like that. So you know, but regardless, you know, just because you can't go to all the games doesn't make you less of a supporter. You know, so I just wanted to put that in there anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, like I say, it's difficult, you know, even going to what you said then, Stephen, obviously, you know, a regular on this channel, you know, even when he tries to go, he hasn't been able to go to any away games except Brighton. And even then, that's the skin of his teeth. You know, he's a season ticket holder as well. So that definitely links into what you say there. And also big up as well, David, mate, for the super chat. Much appreciated for that. Thank you very much. So yeah, I think you should be able to with the diamond one. You should be able to. I can't see why not. But yeah, we'll get into our lineup now. So obviously we'll do what we used to do, where I say, and then you go if you agree. Especially being in person, it just makes more sense. So me, I'm going to go with this formation. Not quite all these players. I will change them up if I don't want to put them in. So Kaminsky in goal. Yeah. You know, he's the Premier League goalkeeper. Now, obviously, defence, you know, a few options of, you know, obviously Anderson is not available. So for me, I'm going to go Burke on the right side. And then I'm going to go with Lockyer in the middle. Or actually, no, I'm not. Or am I? No, I'm going to go Lockyer in the middle. And then I'm going to go with Menji. Obviously, Bell's not available, who has been playing there a few times. Obviously, like I say, if Anderson was available, I'd probably put Lockyer where Menji is and then Anderson in the middle. And then the two CDMs I would go with. So obviously, it won't be Lukonga because he's not available. I'll go Nakamba and it's got to be Ruddock, isn't it? It's not anyone else. The right side, he needs to step up. I am going to go Kabore. Again, I'll tell you why in a minute. And then the other side, I'm going to go with Doughty. Makes sense. And then the three up front, Morris obviously stays where he is. And then I'm going to go, I'll say Townsend. Obviously, he has been playing, you know, in games. So, you know, he's got minutes under his belt. But I don't think he'll quite start. And me, personally, I wouldn't start him. I'd put him on the bench. I would go Brown. But like I say, if it's not working out, you know, I'll definitely change it up and bring Townsend on. And then the left side, it's got to be Chio, isn't it? You know, again, through the international break, got another man of the match for Ireland. So it's got to be him. It's got to be him. You know, he's lively in every game. And yeah, the reason I would go Kabore on that right and potentially not someone else like Chio, who can go there, is because Elijah, you know, I thought after getting that goal against Burnley, he'd have a lot of confidence, you know, he'd have stepped up. Obviously, you know, he had the moment where he pushed their player, missed, you know, that shot that he should have really scored. So for me, I would not rest him, but I'll put him on the bench for this one. Like I say, if Brown, because for me, he hasn't been as effective since that Fulham game. Yes, he's come back, and like I said, he's done all right defensively, but he's a striker, you know, doing his main job. He's not really been in the games for me, really, when it comes to that, since that Fulham game. So for me, you know, like I say, if it's not quite working out, bring on Townsend. You've got to, you know, with that experience. Like I say, Chio and Morris, they're names on the team sheet. So that's what I'd go with against Forest. Change of formation and anything player-wise.
Well, we could play our other formation. I've just had a quick look at what we played against Tottenham, albeit it was at home. You know, it was like 3-4-2-1, which is pretty similar. Obviously, Kabore, we know we've been watching him, and you know, coming from Manchester City, has been terrible. He looks like a rabbit in the headlights. So he could have been rested for them 2 games to come back at an international break and you know, go again. I could see Chio starting again in that position. Burke, Lockyer, Menji, I think. Ruddock, I can't, Barkley's not been cutting it, so he doesn't, he's not going to just be thrown on yet.
Yeah.
He'll be on the bench. Townsend will be on the bench. Yeah, pretty much like that. Ruddock and Nakamba are very physical. We know Forest have got a very, very physical team who work hard. So we need to be looking to battle with them, and them two players can definitely do that in the midfield, and we'll see what happens. But Elijah, he's looked better, but that terrible miss against Tottenham, I'll be, put him back on the bench.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is fair enough there. Let's go through some comments before we shortly wrap it up. Like I say, it's not going to be a long one. So yeah, let me go through the comments. I mean, if you had managed to do that, mate, that would be much appreciated. Yeah. Obviously, you come in clutch for the final, which we, obviously greatly appreciative. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Off to this day. So if you can manage to do that, mate, that'd be sick. But don't feel like you have to do it. Do you know what I mean? Big up to Stephen as well. He says, big up Ty, big up yourself, mate. No, I hear that. Like I say, the only reason I wouldn't go with Townsend yet is just because, yes, he's got the minutes under the belt, but it's not quite, in the Premier League. Obviously, I know he's got, loads of experience, but I wouldn't rush to start him. But like I say, if it's not working out, I'll definitely bring him on. Like I say, me personally, I haven't been convinced with Brown since that Fulham game, So, yeah. Like I say, he works hard, but, he hasn't been as effective as he was in that Fulham game for me. He's unlucky not to score. Big up to Luca. He says hi. He also says, how are you? Yep.
He's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan there.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think you quite saw the last Hatch show, Stephen, but I did have a little speak on that. But yeah, like I say.
I haven't really heard it, and I'm glad I haven't seen it. But yeah, obviously, it's ridiculous. Like, you're not a real fan. Like, get a grip. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, how many black players, mixed race players we've got? We've got a lot in our squads. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Jog on.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I said, I had a little talk on it on the last Hatch show. So
faceless accounts. That's what we call them. Faceless accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. And there was a moment I said on it, I don't think the social medias, they don't do enough for me. They need to be doing stuff to you have to do some sort of
traceability.
Verification or something like that for me. Because there's not enough on it. But yeah, it's that time. A lot of people put in their score predictions. If you are in it and you haven't done it yet, make sure you do. But
get them in, people. Get them in.
Absolutely. Score predictions, Dor. As you are the guest, mate, I'll let you go first. Like you say, you are feeling confident. What's your score prediction?
Let's say I'm confident we'll win. I think we've got a home record is good. But like I said, we've not beaten you in 4 games. I don't think it's going to be a high score. I'm not like I said. I don't think it'll be a high score. I'll say 3-1 Forest. I think you'll score. I'll put respect on Luton. You'll score 3-1 Forest. Yeah, 3-1 Forest.
Fair enough. That's fair enough, Dad. Your score prediction?
I can just see it being a draw.
You take that, wouldn't you? You take that.
Yeah, definitely take that. And again, I do think we'll score as well. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Nice.
And I'll go Morris, innit? Morris to get up goal.
Yes, he's the only one who's got 2 or more at the moment, so it makes sense, wouldn't it? It's the obvious one. As for my score prediction, how do I see it going? I'll say, obviously, the last 4 games, obviously, we are unbeaten. Like I said, the games I've, heavily been able to watch over the last few times we played Forest, they've been tight. I think it will be like that again. So, yeah, I'm going with draw as well. I'm on the same wavelength with you. I think that's 2 games in a row now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We said the same score. So, yeah, I'm going for a 1-1 as well. As for my goal scorers, Morris. You got to go Morris, really. Like I say, he's the only one getting 2 or more. So, yeah, that's that. But, let's go through your comments on your scores before we wrap up. Jackie, big up to Jackie. She put this before. But I'm going to have to watch you tomorrow, Ty. I'd like 3 points with 2-1 to us, but would be happy with a draw. Coming, you Hatters. Absolutely. Spencer's gone 2-1 to Forest. Geordie's gone 1-1. But he could see a 1-1 as well. Spencer says it wouldn't surprise me. Luca's gone with a 1-1 as well. And he says, I reckon Luton's home form is key. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I said it on Dawes' channel yesterday. I think if we do stay up, it will be similar to, how it was for Forest for a while in the season, where it come down to home form. Yeah. I think it'll be like that for us, especially if how Kenilworth Road is, tight, compact, ground. I definitely do agree with that. But, that is the Hat Show done. Like I say, it's not going to be a long one because of the time, etc., that sort of thing. But, we got something planned for tomorrow, us two. So we'll obviously get that out after the game or shortly after the game, as soon as possible. But, that is that. Dor, let the people know where they can find you. And thank you for coming on.
It's Dor on Tour. Like I said, I go to every game, home, away, abroad, the lot. I do vlogs, previews, review shows, Forest content. And that's all I do, to be fair. I talk to ex-Nottingham Forest players as well on my channel. And if you want to hear me talk rubbish, please subscribe to my channel. Dor on Tour.
There you go. And I put his channel in the title, people, so you can just go to it that easy. But Dad, any final words of wisdom? Anything you want to say?
I was going to make a little joke earlier about that. It's probably the best looking manager against the worst looking manager. But we'll see. Like I rate Cooper. I talked about it previously. With his to lose Jones, etc. That I definitely like him at a club. I think he's a very, very good manager. He's calm. His tactics are very good. He knows how to bring teams together, etc. So, I'll rate him. So, but just enjoy the game, and that's it. It's not a must win. We're not in that situation yet. But obviously, it would be good to get at least a point because the games we've got coming up after that are pretty difficult. But just enjoy it, and let's hope it doesn't get called off. Unlike in my opinion, but
yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, obviously there has been speculation today, but we'll just get it out, just in case. I think it'll still go ahead anyway.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like I say, as well, for me, like before I wrap up, I'd be happy with a draw, like you say as well, especially the next game's coming up. Obviously every game's tough, but the next ones are, I think all of them are European sides.
Yeah.
After, so two of them are away as well, and then one of them's against full place in Liverpool. So it's gonna be difficult, but we are here, for it to support the boys, week in, week out. Obviously, what we do and that sort of thing. But that is that of the Hat Show. So, like I say, big up to everyone that's tuned in. The current
big up as well.
Big up. The current like count is on 10 likes. And I know a lot of people watch his back, especially if it's a bit of a late one. So obviously smash a like there. I did get a new subscriber earlier today as well. So big up for that. And I'll check the current subscribers before we wrap up.
Make sure everyone subscribes, man. Subscribe to the channel, man.
Yeah, we're 3 away from 1,830. So do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Obviously, if you do want to follow me across any of my socials, obviously links to them are in the description. TikTok, Instagram, the lot. And do subscribe to the other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra, where I'll obviously post clips. And there'll obviously be clips out of this stream as well, predictions, etc. and other stuff. So make sure you definitely check that one out. But I think this is a good time to wrap it up on what you said there. Stephen says he loves that.
Yeah.
So
Big up
to Stephen, big up to Spencer, big up to Luca, big up to everyone in the chat. And like I say, we've got something planned for tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But thank you again, Dor, for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me on.
No worries. Take care and peace. Up the town.
Up the forest.